Well, shit. Best Buy, Futureshop. Dear valued customers, Futureshop and Best Buy are consolidating under the Best Buy brand. Yeah, no more Futureshop. Ain't that something? I wonder what's going to happen to the storefront here if they're just going to change the sign on it. And that's going to cost some money probably. But change the sign from Futureshop to Best Buy. Holy fuck, boys. I am so tired today. I don't know what happened. It's not like I was up super late last night either. I went to bed at 1, up at 10. That's like, what, 9 hours, for Christ's sakes. And I'm just right wonked. Like, I'm still super tired. I'm hoping for an easy, sleazy day at work so I can just fall asleep when I get there. But we'll see. We'll see. Watching this video here about oil change companies totally ripping people off.
For a better explanation.
Fuck, do I know what that's like, eh? My goodness. Well, that was a good watch for a video. Kind of reminds me of when I brought my car in this one time to get fixed. It was the old Focus, right? And the Focus had the same bolt pattern as the Ford Tempo, I think. 4x100 or 4x108 or some shit like that. And I brought the Focus into Crappy Tire to get oil change, and they offered like a 38-point inspection same time, whatever the fuck that is. I guess they look over 38 parts of the car. Buddy calls me back to the service counter and he's like, we got a problem. He goes, your brakes, we can't let your car go until the brakes are done. And I said, why is that? And he goes, well, you have a warped rotor. And I was like, okay, can I see the rotor? Like, did you take it off and stuff? He goes, oh yeah, one second, I'll go get it. And he goes into the back room and he comes out with a rotor. Now, I don't know much about cars, you guys already know that. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, alright, so he comes out with this rotor, but the rotor had 5 bolt holes in it. And I'm like, it's not my fucking rotor. Like, if I brought the Trans Am in, totally probably would have worked and I would have believed him. But he came out with a 5-bolt rotor and he's like, see this rotor here? And the rotor didn't really look bad, like, it was round and I couldn't, it's, you know, normally with a warped rotor for me, the only way I can tell is when I'm driving. And I've warped a rotor or 12 in my life. Like, that's a given. A couple times I did a couple hard stops on the Focus, and yeah, I warped a rotor, but it was my buddy that I called over and paid him in beer because that's what he liked, and he did the brake job for me. He swapped out the rotors, right? But they're trying to tell me that my rotor was warped, and I said, well, you know, I don't really know much about cars. And he said, that's why you brought it here, right? And I said, well, yeah, but I do know one thing about cars. He goes, what? And I said, well, that rotor's not for my car. He's like, well, how the hell do you know that? And I said, well, I drive a Ford Focus and it only has 4 bolts holding the tire on, and that one there totally has 5 bolt holes, so what kind of a scam are you trying to pull? And Buddy's like, oh wait, you're not driving that Chevy Cavalier? And I'm like, no dude, I'm the green Ford Focus. Frig, you got my key right there. It says Ford on it. Like, it was the old Ford keys, eh? They're like they had the big black chunk of plastic on it where the chip was, so that you could only start the car with that key. Like, you needed the chip in it, and you got to get them kind of like when Pug had to get chips programmed for his keys. It's the same damn key style that he has for his plow truck that I have for my Focus. And it's like he's holding the key. Clearly it has Ford with the oval around it. And I'm like, just do what you gotta do. But don't do any extra. Do what I came here for. And fucking change the oil, drop the car, get her out there. I'll come over and pay, and let's fucking call her quit. Well, we'd like to do a transmission service on it too. And maybe check the differential. And I'm like, don't fucking check nothing. Just drop the oil, put new oil into it. Put a new filter into it, drop the car, get it in the parking lot, call me over, give me my bill of sale, I'll go to the cashier, pay for it, and I'm fucking outie. So that's when I quit going to Crappy Tire for servicing, because those goddamn sons of bitches will just fuck you over. But, you know, watching that video too, one of the employees at this Express Lube, or whatever the fuck it's called, literally confessed, saying, you know, this is what they want us to do, this is what we were trained to do, is generally to rip people off with a smile. And it kind of makes sense, because I'm kind of fucking guilty for that too, because I worked at Staples, and one of the things that we had to do, unless we wanted to get reamed out by the boss, was sell warranties. The extended service plan warranties, which weren't covered through us, they're covered through another company. I think it was VAC. And the way those worked was, let's say you bought a 2-year on your laptop shits the bed a year, and, you know, 1 year in, okay, well, you bring it to us and we deal with it. A year and a day in, then you got to call VAC, give them the information about the laptop, your warranty number. Heaven forbid you lost the slip you got for your warranty, or they just wouldn't honor it. Then you'd be fucked. But then you call them up and they would be like, okay, well, we're gonna there was a deductible on the warranties too, which was kind of cocked. You know, there was a $50 deductible on the repair. So you bought this $50 warranty, now you have to pay an extra $50 to get your shit fixed when it goes in to get repaired. Like, it's It was a big scam, and I sold a lot of warranties because I would freaking tell people, like, listen, this shit is gonna break. But I would say it in a way that would make them feel like if they left the store without that warranty, their product won't be safe. But if they left the store without the warranty, their product was gonna blow up like fucking a year later, and they're all upset about it because they don't want to be replacing computers every year, right? And so I'm kind of a dick for that too, but it is what it is, and all companies are about upselling, right? They want to get the most bang for their buck by making you spend the most money that you possibly can. Yeah, even when I go to Jiffy Lube down the road there to get my oil changed, you know, you drive in there and it says right on the sign outside, oil change, $29.99. Come in, get your oil change filter plus air filter for $29.99, and then you pull in there and all of a sudden the services start like, hey, we should probably swap out your coolant. And I'm like, why? And they're like, well, you know, coolant breaks down over time. And I'm like, well, that's true and stuff, but I've already done that. I already had that done. Well, you couldn't have because it smells really weird and stuff. And I'm like, well, fuck yeah, it's coolant. It's going to smell weird. It ain't going to smell like water. You know, it's got shit into it and it smells like fucking Kool-Aid and really sweet smelling, I find anyway. Some people probably think it stinks, but I find coolant has this like very sweet smell. And I've smelled burnt coolant because holy shit, this one time with the Trans Am, the front fan, it's on a temperature regulated switch, but it's all electronic, right? So you have the thermal sensor and then you have a relay that'll engage and disengage the fan. Well, the relay decided it didn't want to work anymore. We're down at the waterfront, me and my buddy Sergio, and we left our cars running, and we're sitting there and we're standing outside and we're talking and stuff, and all of a sudden I can hear bubbling, like boiling water, and I'm like, what the fuck am I even hearing right now? So sure enough, I go in my car, and the thermal sensor in the car is like in the red, like beyond the red, like I am cooking my fucking engine right now. I'm like, holy shit, and I shut her down. And like Sergio's like, oh, we need to vent the system, and he starts reaching for the top, for the cap, for the oil. I'm like, stop, dude, don't even touch that because it's gonna blow up. We just gotta sit here and wait for this to fucking cool down. I said, if you gotta go home, go home. I'll just wait here for this to cool down. I called my buddy Bernie, and he was the one who was like, all right, dude, he goes, this is what I need you to do. He's like, turn the car to the on position, but don't fire it up, and then I want you to take your thermal, like the heater in the car. He goes, take it off the blue, put her all the way to the red, and turn the fucker on. Like, turn on your fan, blow some air through there. And just by doing that, because I didn't realize the heater core in all essence is another little radiator. You know, air passes through it, heats up when it blows through it, and then it comes out the vents and blasts you in the face or hits your windshield or whatever. I didn't know how friggin' a heater system on a car works. But sure enough, I did that, and in about 10 minutes or so, the temperature on the car got nice and low enough where I could easily drive the car away, which was a good time. But I had no idea what the frig was going on and why it did that, and you know, we did some testing and found out the fan was fine, and it was the stupid relay. So I had to go to GM and get another relay, and we installed that, and the problem was solved. Now the fan turns off and on its own. I don't need to use the heater to friggin' keep her cool. It actually has its own little friggin' thermostat now, and everything's good. But, you know, when you don't know much about cars and shit happens, you gotta trust these stupid assholes in the shops. Some of them are good, some of them won't fuck you over. But a lot of them, man, they're only there to make money, and they don't care what services they sell you. As long as you walk out of there with a $500 bill or whatever, they'll fuck you. They don't care. They're not there to be your friend, they're there to make money, and people need to realize that. You know, it's the same for the computer business. Like, for instance, that laptop I fixed, that I had a drink of coffee there. You know, if she would have brought that computer to, like, Futureshop and paid for the warranty work there, they probably would have tried to upsell her to a new rig and said, this one's fucked, or sell her a new keyboard when there was nothing wrong with the keyboard, it was just a little gunky, and I was able to fix that with some rubbing alcohol and a Q-tip. And some napkins, you know, like some freaking microfiber napkins. I was able to clean that whole computer out and make the keyboard brand new, and every fucking key tested worked. So they probably would have upsold her on a brand new keyboard because they just couldn't be bothered to clean the old one out, which, you know, to me is kind of a waste. And like, I didn't charge much for it because I didn't really work on it that long, so I only charged her $20, but they probably would have left her out there with a bill for like $200 to do that. And that's because, you know, we got to eat too, but is it right for us when we got to eat that we got to cause extra damage to a customer's wallet just to make the money for food and mortgage and all that? Like, it's fucking crooked. It's a crooked world. And like, that's why I don't really, well, this is also the reason why I'm really fucking nervous about this MacBook, because I have a feeling when I go pick that MacBook up, man, Buddy's just going to be like, okay, well, here's your free recall work and a bill for $500 fucking dollars, you know, just for funsies. He's going to charge me $500 or something like that. It's going to be some ridiculous price, because he asked me how much I paid for the MacBook, and I told him, I said, well, you let me have it for $160 because he kept the hard drive and he was aware the motherboard was shot, and the motherboard replacement is about $600 to $800. And the buddy at the store even told me, he goes, oh yeah, he goes, not even, he's like, well, the recall happened on February 19th, right? And I'm like, yep, that's what I read. And he's like, well, not even 2 weeks prior to that recall notice, we got, we had a guy in here with a laptop, a MacBook, and his MacBook had the same problem as yours, the video card failed. And I said, oh shit. I said, so what did he do? And I'm like, well, he came in and he wanted it fixed. He goes, it's pretty much the same MacBook you have. He goes, there's still amazing machines, like, you know, i7 quad core. Fuck, what's wrong with that? Even if it is a second gen quad core, who gives a flying rat's ass? Still a damn good machine if you ask me. So he brought it in and got it repaired, and grand total was like 500 and some odd bucks for the motherboard, and 200 and some odd bucks for the servicing for the owner of the shop to tear down the MacBook and smash a new motherboard into it. And I was like, holy shit, $800 for a friggin' machine I paid $160 for? And that's when Buddy's like, yeah, but think of it this way. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, you could totally turn around and sell this computer for $1,500 once it's all fixed, because, you know, the new logic board and all that makes the computer brand new. And I'm like, well, how do I know I'm getting a new board and I'm not getting some old board that blew up, and all Apple did was take the board and fucking reseat the graphic processor, you know? The old Microsoft X-clamp technique. Holy fuck, I should get my sunglasses out. This is brutal. Yeah, no, these aren't Oreos Pop Rings. Huh. Okay. Somebody's poopy came through my yard. Judging by it, they came through to get out. Probably that yellow golden retriever back there, man. I'm telling you, that dog, they gotta buy a bigger chain for him. So far he's broken everything they put him on. That tire still has air into it. Making sure. Yep, we're fine. Anyway, let's get off to work. We'll talk some more on the way there. Like, in all reality, that's my biggest fear, is I'm going to go pick up that MacBook whenever he calls me. And I read in the fine print, it's like optional to $40 diagnostic fee. Diagnostic fee. That's just another way of saying that he plugged it into his server and it came back and said qualified. You know, but nowhere on the bill does it say subject as target to paying for the technician's work. And when I talked to Capiss's brother about this, he said it's all covered under Apple. And when I read the notice online for the recall, they also said that these will be fixed free of charge due to Apple's big fuck up of using shitty cooling on video cards and stuff. Because like I said, all that technology packed into such a slim little box, you know something's gonna give. Like, sure, it's an all aluminum case and the case itself is a heatsink, but I barely even used, well, I had the thing turned on and running for 5 minutes, and the heat coming out of the freaking top corner of the MacBook there. You could have sat your coffee on that and warmed the son of a bitch, you know? So that's not good. Probably not a good thing. Shouldn't be able to use your laptop and make it double up as a hot plate. The all-new MacBook friggin' BHO purging kit, you know? Using your MacBook to purge your friggin' hash. I wouldn't do that, but I'm just saying, you got to those temperatures. Probably could have used it to friggin' steam bath some juice. I don't want to go that route again for mixing. I'm not going that route anymore though. Found a quicker way to do it. Way fucking quicker. I know people are like, oh, Adam, make a video showing how to make your juice because I want to learn. But it's like, you know what? There's like 70,000 fucking videos out there on how to do what I did. How do you think I found out? You know, well, I found out because bloke mentioned it to me, and then I went and looked it up on the internets and went, holy shit, really? People are actually doing it this way too? Cool, this is how I infuse the friggin' THCE juice. Right on. There's so many ways to steep too, like, but anyway, it's not hard to find videos on that. But what I'm talking about is I'm worried about that MacBook, because I have a feeling I'm gonna go pick that friggin' computer up and he's gonna have like a $600 fucking bill tag to it for funds, because I was told by the Apple dicks that no, he won't be doing the work. All he's gonna do is collect the computer and then purelate it to us, and then we fix it here at the shop. And then when I get there and drop off the computer, buddy's all like, oh no, I do the repairs here. I contact Apple and get all the parts, and I fucking bang her out here. And I was like, oh, okay, well, whatever, as long as it doesn't cost me anything. And he goes, no, there should be no charges. I said, well, listen, just do that work. Don't fucking start putting more parts into it and tearing it down and vacuuming everything out. Just fucking bang the new board into it and make sure the stupid thing starts and I can put an OS onto it. Like, if you want to fart lying onto it, go ahead and fart lying onto it if you want to. You don't need to, because I have it, but if you want to, you can. And he's all like, don't worry, he goes, you're in good hands. He goes, I've done this here job like 3 or 4 or 8 times before. And I'm like, okay, well, whatever. But like I said on previous videos, this guy bothers me because, but he's the only Apple dick we have in town. That's the other problem. Like, he's the Apple dick for like North Bay, New Lisker, Temagami, fucking Corbeil, Bondfield, all the surrounding areas. Hell, even apparently people from Timmins come to him too, and I'm thinking Timmins has got to have a better alternative. Back in the day, when we first got this new 2011, well, back then it was new, 2011 Mac Mini. It's the one with the dual core 2.3 gigahertz. When they first made these, like, when they dropped the plastic and went to the all metal body of i5s, Mac Minis, we got one at work because our old Mac Mini was a Power PC and we couldn't put anything better than Tiger onto it. And we really needed something running Snow Leopard or Leopard or whatever the fuck it was after that. I don't know. Apple's got some weird naming conventions for their shit. But anyway, when we first went to that route, there was a problem because we were using the old keyboard for the Power PC and the old mouse for the Power PC, which was a computer keyboard and mouse, which the dicks at Apple told us we could totally do. We didn't need no special hardware to make it work. So we did all that and we hooked it up, and apparently the keyboard and mouse, because they draw different types of power and they draw more power, it took out the power management system. Well, to reset the power management system, my boss decided, fuck it, we'll send the computer into this asshole and let him do it. But for some reason the work wasn't covered under warranty, and the son of a whore fucking, whoa bud, where are you going? Okay, fuck, you scared me a little bit, my tits got numb. But for some reason it wasn't covered under warranty, and the guy's like, oh yeah, I had to take it apart and like reset the power management system. It was a pretty brutal job, but we were able to do it. And then, like, later on, I looked it up, how to reset, because the problem happened again. My boss is like, well, I guess I got to bring it back into core. And I'm like, well, you know what? Do that, like, maybe tomorrow or something. Let me fuck with it tonight. Like, it's already broken, so I can't break it, right? And he's like, well, just don't take it apart. And I'm like, I don't think you need to. And I looked it up online, how to reset the power management system. And it's called a PRAM reset. And I showed you guys that on the MacBook video, how to do that. That's where you hold Command-Option PR, and then you turn on the power. Then you wait for it to chime, and then the screen turns off and the system reboots, and then you wait for it to chime and you take your fingers off of Command Option PR, and congratulations, you just reset your friggin' power management system. You know, something you do when your keyboard, mouse, screen, USB ports, all that shit starts acting kind of wonky. Well, you give them a PRAM reset and problem solved. So it literally took me like 5 seconds to bang out a PRAM reset, and we paid this guy like 100 or 200 bucks, I can't remember. But it was a lot of cake. Like, we fed this guy a lot of cake for him to hold 4 fucking keys down and turn the machine on. Unbelievable. And like, after I did it myself, I went, holy fuck, I should get my Apple certification. Like, if I can totally lie to people and social engineer them into giving me boatloads of money to hold 4 keys down and turn a computer on, then fuck yeah, I want that job, you know? So that's why this guy's gonna come at me and probably be all greasy, and then I'm gonna have to go in there with my A game and be all greasy back. But if I feel like he didn't really friggin' do a good job or something, or fuck me, oh, don't worry, bud, just go ahead and fucking fly across the road like it's cool. Jesus, I thought he was just gonna try and avoid the light and cross halfway down to make it look more like, oh, I'm not jaywalking. I'm all nervous about that MacBook when I get it back now, because I know it's gonna be like, he's gonna fuck me, bud. He's totally gonna just bend me over, and it'll be one of those, if I don't pay, he's gonna keep the computer type operations, because I saw the way he was looking at it there. Like a fucking fat dude at a buffet looking at the fried chicken line, you know what I'm saying? So, I have a feeling shit's gonna get pretty nasty pretty quick. But then again, I'm the kind of guy who beaks off really easily at people for fun, so fuck it. And like Cat Piss's brother told me, he said, listen, when you get the computer back, he's like, if you have any discrepancies to mention, he's like, let me know. He goes, let me know right away, because he's gotten a couple of reports about this guy here in town that are kind of shady, so. But he told me not to bring it to Futureshop, and thank God I didn't, because it looks like they're shutting down. Well, they're not shutting down, they're just going to become Best Buy, I guess. We don't really have any other options in town. Like, Futureshop's the only game. It's not like in Sudbury, they have a Futureshop and a Best Buy. In London, Ontario, Futureshop, Best Buy. You know, Barrie, Ontario, Futureshop, Best Buy. North Bay is such a little piss pot shithole town, we got a Futureshop. But he told me not to bring the MacBook there because they can't do the warranty work and they can't send to Apple. Only an authorized Apple dick can send it to Apple. And it's like, do I want to cause ripples in the water with this authorized Apple dick, seeing how he's the only fucker around? Or, you know, but I'm going to wait and get the MacBook back. It could turn out fine. He might not fuck me, because I did mention Cat Piss's brother's name, and the guy's eyes got big when I did that. He was all nervous and shit, so maybe Cat Piss's brother is kind of like a big fucker over at Apple's or something. Maybe Cat Piss's brother has the power to, like, revoke this dick's license if he starts fucking around. I don't know. I really don't know, but I mentioned his name, and Buddy's eyes got big and all the whole nervous like, so he probably had to talk to him at one point in his life. Holy shit, I'm so tired, my brain feels heavy. This is brutal. But back on the talk of Futureshop and Best Buy, because that's how this whole friggin' vlog started today. Honestly, Futureshop, Best Buy, always been same, you know? The only difference is you look at the flyers, and it's like week 1, Futureshop has deals on televisions, and Best Buy has deals on computers. And then week 2, now Futureshop has better deals on computers and Best Buy has better deals on TVs type operation. They literally sold the same stuff. You could buy Insignia at Best Buy or Futureshop. And also, this happened to Bruce. He ordered RAM from Best Buy because it was on sale at Best Buy, not Futureshop. So he ordered it at Best Buy and had it delivered to Futureshop. So it's like, they're the same damn company. It's like if Walmart if they opened a second Walmart and called it like Martwall, or I don't know, another one of the Walmart brands. Like when we had Zellers and Kmart side by each down on Lakeshore, it's like, okay, you got two of the same store there, bud. You know, or if Walmart bought Zellers and kept it running, or bought Target and kept it running, well, you got two of the same stores. Like, fuck, what's the big deal? And we're totally wondering what's going to happen with that Zellers store, the Target store. Like, when they shut down shop, what's going in there? Nothing? It'd be awesome if we got one of those Costco's. Fuck, that'd be sweet. Mind you, this town's too pettily small for a Costco, and that's probably why they don't want to come in here, because 54,000 people shopping. A lot of people bitch and moan about the $50 a year membership, but if you go in there with a smart mind, you can get some pretty damn good deals. But if you go in there stupid and just buy everything off the shelf because you're not looking for deals, you're just going there because you paid $50 for a license to shop there, and you're probably going to pay more than you would, say, shopping at Walmart or any grocery store for food and electronics. You'd probably save more money going to Best Buy or future shit. Definitely not the Source, that's for sure. Fuck, the Source is expensive. But, you know, you definitely save money if you go in there with a smart friggin' marketing mind, and you know the deals, what they are elsewhere, and you compare them to what they have in there in bulk, and you do the math, and you go, okay, well, you know what, this is a better deal. I'm going to buy 3 cases of these steaks type operation. Mind you, the Costco steaks are pretty damn delicious. I remember when was it? I was at Bloke's anyway, and we went to Costco's and bought some steaks. I don't know what they were. I think they were T-bones probably, and we barbecued them up on his queue at home there. And fuck, man, those cuts of beef were better than anything I've ever had. But then again, you see the cuts of beef I get, and they're pretty welfare. But still, like, they were friggin' delicious steaks, and the prices weren't too bad. I think it was like $9 a steak that was paid. And oh man, they were friggin' awesome, you know. And then always, you know, you can always go to friggin' Costco's for lunch and stuff. They have a cantina set up there where they sell like french fries and hot dogs and pogos and burgers and pizza slices and apparently full pizzas. If you want to buy a full pizza and bring it home, you can do that too. They have seating areas in there. So you can go grocery shopping, stop by the cantina first, eat so you're not hungry, and then get in there and buy your food so that you're not overbuying food just because you're so starved and everything on the friggin' shelf looks delicious. That's one bad thing to do. Never go grocery shopping when you're hungry as fuck, because you'll end up buying stuff you don't need and don't want, but you know, you'll still have it as long as it's not a perishable. But yeah, you gotta watch it when you go in there, because fuck man, you'll just lose your shit. Frig's sakes, I wanted to go to the Hortons before I came to work and I completely forgot because my brain's still trying to sleep. Oh, I hope it's dead slow today, because I'm going to grab a couple beauty hours of sleep there at my desk just to try and freaking blow on myself, you know? Get this groggies out. Son of a bitch. Either that or I'm going to go to the store and buy a case of Monster and just shotgun all 4 cans. Of course, then I'll piss radioactive green and probably give myself gangrene again, you know? So, not gangrene. Fuck, what do you guys call it? Oh yeah, jaundice. Or I give myself jaundice again, for Frig's sakes. That'd be awesome. But, yeah, it doesn't look like winter's letting up anytime soon. We got some grass showing here, like, I don't know if you can see, if you can even see it over there. We got a little bit of, well, it looks more like sand, but, well, that is sand. But, like, back there against the wall, there's some hay showing through the ground, and got a little bit over here, too, a little bit of hay up there, frozen hay. So, like, it's trying to be spring, but Mother Nature keeps dumping the white shit on us, so it doesn't seem to stick around for too long. Meanwhile, Adrian and I just want to jump on our mini bikes and go hit the trails, but we're not going to do it in this shit, because if exposed to sunlight ground looks like this, imagine what those trail systems look like. Probably like ass. But anyway, people, I better head inside and relieve the worker that's working in there right now, because he's probably hungry and a friggin', I don't know, a guy who's hungry, I guess. I had nothing. My brain's asleep. And he probably wants to friggin' get a dinner into him, so I'm going to go in there and relieve him and let him friggin' go get a dinner into him, and I'm going to friggin' talk to customers about fixing their shit. Is that a Mustang? What is that? Oh no, it's just the back end of a car. My window's so dirty, it looks like a Mustang. My bad. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, favorite, comment, all that nonsense. And until next time, people, I keep on vlogging.